Jono, thanks for joining me. Glorious weather here at Lord's, a couple of days out from a huge game against Sussex this coming Friday. First and foremost, however, what a game down in Glamorgan. How are the nails? Jude?
Oh, it was certainly a tight finish, obviously. It would have been a hard one to take, actually, if we hadn't got over the line on that. I think we dominated pretty much the game, start to finish. They had a little bit of a partnership, obviously, in their second innings, but other than that, we were in a good place in the game. So to sort of get over the line and guys that contributed in that getting over the line, I thought it was a great way to, finish off that game and come to Lord's, against Sussex this week.
It was a classic kind of all-round team performance, really. You've had a number of players that have really stepped up and stuck their hands up, whilst others have contributed to this point, where some of those that perhaps have been contributing regularly didn't do so in Glamorgan. Others did. Fantastic for Helmy to bowl so well and hit the winning runs when he came back in. Let's talk about Tom first up. You must have been delighted with the way the ball was coming out for him. That's as good as I've seen him bowl in a year.
Yeah, he's been slowly getting better all season. He hasn't bowled poorly in the season. He's had spells which have been good and some that haven't sort of hit the heights that he expects for himself. But the last couple of games he started to come in really nicely. You couldn't have bowled much better on that wicket. No. He was perfect for it. He bowled beautifully and looked a wicket threat all the way through. And look, we all know with Helmy, he can be whatever he wants to be. He's got all the attributes to play for England. He's got all the skills. And when you watch him bowl against quality players, they had two overseas batters, one that's been the best in the world, the other's domestically the best cricketer at the moment, and he bowled beautifully well against them. He really shows what he's about. And hopefully he continues that, again this week.
Another one who stepped up, and I guess you could argue he probably needed some runs, but Rocky Stoneman stood up and fantastic ton in the first dig, runs in the second dig, looked to be back to his best. He must be delighted, and as I guess must you be.
Yeah, the whole team's delighted for him. He scored runs early in the season, gone through a bit of a sticky patch. That's fine. That's what batters can do, but his attitude and everything around the group, the way he stays level, the way he concentrates on his processes and what he does to be a good player, you knew it was round the corner, and he showed it this week, and he batted, as you say, he batted beautifully in the match, and was the main contributor towards that win from a batting side.
I guess a wonderful message to send out to all those that are doing their business and plying their trade in the seconds at the moment is Luke Holman. Gets his opportunity down in Cardiff, grabs it with both hands, picked up some poles, and he'll be delighted to walk away with the scalp of Marnus for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We've talked about using a squad in the past. It's important that people come in and they put their hand up. The wicket there did spin a bit for him, especially in that sort of second innings, and he used that really well and looked a threat. So, yeah, no, good on him. I think he thought he came in and did a really nice job.
Cricket's a funny old game, Johnny. You've played it for many years. You've now coached it for many years. It would have certainly seemed enormously unjust if we'd walked away from that game without a win. Dominated completely the first 2 days. You could argue, I guess, Glamorgan fought back well on the third day, but that last hour was crucial. Going into that fourth day, we looked to be red-hot favourites. They again battled well. How pleased were you with the way we stuck in that? Because sides of old could feasibly have crumbled. We're 8 down, Helmy comes in, Davo comes in, we hold our nerve, hold our resilience and get over the line.
Yeah, we're in a good place at the moment. The squad, the team, they're playing good cricket, we're scoring runs. I think everyone's contributing, which is a great thing. Glamorgan came back in the game because they had 2 overseas world-class players. Sometimes as a club and as a side, you got to understand that teams are allowed to play well against you as well. And I thought we stuck to our task really well on that day. We didn't let them get too far ahead of us. And then with that second new ball and stuff, we made some inroads, and we kept it really tight. And we worked really hard. It was pretty hot actually, which is unusual for Cardiff, but it was pretty hot and tough conditions. And all our bowlers kept coming back for more. I think we had a 45 over session on that middle day, that third day, with the sun out. It was hot, and the boys just kept coming, and they got their rewards at the end of that day. We didn't quite finish it off the following morning, which we've obviously talked about. They put on a few too many in that next morning to make the chase a bit trickier on a pitch that was deteriorating. So we knew it was going to be a tough chase. Started well, lost a few wickets, got caught in being a bit too negative at time, sort of went in our shells a little bit. But I thought the way Davo stuck through while wickets were falling around him for a young guy who's coming on beautifully. I thought he played absolutely magnificent innings, and obviously with Helmy coming in, showing what he can do with the bat. It was a nice time to get over the line and keep that confidence going, keep the unbeaten record going as well, which was important.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned unbeaten, Jono. That's 6 games to start the season now. We're one of only 2 sides in Division 2 that haven't been beaten yet, which leads us into a massive game against Sussex. Obviously, they were on the wrong end of a 9-wicket defeat to Glamorgan the week before. Sussex will return, obviously, this week. They're top of the table, led by a certain John Simpson, who will be well known to all of our members. It'd be nice to welcome John back, but I guess the focus is on getting over the line and beating them.
100%. We are in a good space at the moment. We want to continue doing what we're doing really well and get better. And I think, we said to the group at the end of the game, the exciting thing from our point of view is that we don't feel as a group we've really hit our straps totally yet. We haven't had that so-called perfect game. We haven't put all the bits and pieces that we talk about together in one game yet. And I know it's around the corner, and it's something that we're striving to do, and hopefully that will happen this week against Sussex.
Some performance if we do. I guess after this one, the focus then turns to T20. It's incredible how quickly we switch formats. But next Friday, obviously, we've got a trip to Chelmsford for our first home game of the campaign.
Sound weird saying that, does it?
It does sound a bit weird saying that. Then we're obviously back here for 4 at Lords, and we've got another one at Chelmsford, another one at Radlett to look forward to. So presumably you finish this game and then it's a complete change in training focus, is it? You pick up the white ball and go with that.
Yeah, we've already been doing some white ball stuff. We had a meeting this morning, whole squad, about how we're looking to play and the finer details and stuff. So our minds already have to be turned to that.
Yep.
There's some second team T20 games starting tomorrow, so some of the guys will play in that in preparation. For the Red Bull guys and the guys that are playing both, obviously focus this week is about getting a good performance at home, and then obviously straight after that we've got another big T20 practice, and then as you say, we're at Chelmsford. But we're really excited about our T20 this year. I think we've spoken about the last couple of years about developing a team, giving lots of experience to players, and I think we've done that over the last 2 years, and we've put games and caps or whatever into our playing group. We've added 2 more players in Lewis and Brooksy, and they're 2 quality white ball players as well. So we're strengthened from what we were last year. And if you look at the back end of last year, and we've spoken about it already, but you look at the back end of last year, the last 4 games, that's the brand, that's how we want to play our cricket. And we're really excited to take on this year, looking to win games of cricket rather than just put some developmental sort of strides in. We've done that. We've done the hard graft. And now we're looking to how can we compete better, how can we win more games, how can we get to those quarterfinals. I think this group's ready for that now. Not that we've ever not tried to win games of cricket, obviously, before people start giving me pelters on that one. But, we're still going to it with no overseas players. Same with the championship. We'll come up against those, but we'll do it domestically this year again, and we'll start to find real progress, I feel, this year.
Last one for me, Jono, on the Blasters. Obviously, you're right, no overseas players. You've got some fresh, young kind of bowlers coming in, though. You've got someone like Ishan Kaushal that has been on the sidelines to this point, not played any red ball cricket, but he'll come in fresh. He's been bowling exceptionally well, I hear. You've got Blake Cullen, who's yet to feature in the 4-day side. He'll come in fresh. He's got a fantastic pedigree in T20 cricket. You must be excited that you've got an already buoyant group of players here that are full of confidence and going well. You're right, they've not really hit their straps in all departments in one game yet, but they're going to be heading into the Blast campaign full of confidence, and you've got fresh players coming in.
Yeah, and I think, look, from a batting perspective, we got where we wanted to get to by the end of last year, and we need to continue that progress this year. From a bowling perspective, the bowling lineup looks a bit different this year, with Brooksy coming into the lineup as well, with Blake hopefully being injury-free and playing our T20 games. Helmy, then you've got Noah, as you spoke about. You've got Bams in the back, you've got Martin Anderson. Suddenly you've got a stock of bowlers that you can pick from that have got some threat. You've got some bounce, you've got some pace. It looks a bit different, feels a bit different. It feels exciting to be moving forward with that group for this year.
Well, let's bring it on. Jono, prior to that, all the very best of luck against Sussex this coming week. my home county, but loyalty's firmly with Middlesex for this one, as you'd expect.
So too.
Absolutely, good old Sussex by the Sea won't be sung from my lips this week. But mate, all the very best of. Hope it goes well, and we'll catch up before the Blast campaign gets going.
Will do. Cheers.